whispers of the deep.
Hey, Eric.
Stella greeted. Her tall, elegant form was adorned in a casual yet sophisticated ensemble that matched the sun-drenched beachside ambiance. The blonde-haired woman adjusted her sunglasses, taking in the scene of playful beachgoers and sparkling waves. Eric, his clean-cut appearance and dark brown hair accentuated by a summer blazer, smiled as he joined Stella at the outdoor restaurant's table. Strewn with books, magazines, and a light meal, the setting exuded a relaxed yet intellectual vibe.
Hi, Stella.
Eric replied, slipping into his chair.
So what captivating tale do we have for our listeners today?
Today, we'll be unfolding a remarkable story that centers around Jennifer, who is about to embark on a mind-bending journey.
Mind-bending, huh? What kind of situation are we throwing Jennifer into today?
Well, Jennifer's about to discover that the old saying, "curiosity killed the cat," might have a good reason to exist. She's going to encounter a message in a bottle.
Really? A mysterious message in a bottle, huh? Uh-oh. It sounds like Jennifer's in for a real mental workout and her curiosity is about to get the best of her. But at least we're all along for the ride.
Eric leans in closely.
So how does her journey begin?
Stella smiled, crossed her legs, and took a deep breath.
Jennifer's insatiable curiosity had always been a defining trait, one that sometimes got her into trouble. So when she found a little note on her desk at work reading, "Meet me at Neptune Seafront this Saturday at noon," she couldn't resist the allure of the mystery. Her heart raced as she read the note, her mind instantly running through the possibilities. Though skeptical of its origin, the promise of mystery and intrigue was too tempting to ignore. She couldn't help but hope that Charlie, the charming mailroom clerk, was behind it. Driven by her inquisitive nature and the possibility of a romantic adventure, Jennifer set out to discover the truth. But as she waited on the shore, the day stretched on without any sign of Charlie. Disappointed and feeling a bit foolish, she decided to make the best of the situation. After all, she was finally taking a much-needed break, and for the first time in weeks, she could feel the tension melting away. Jennifer stretched out on a towel, allowing herself to bask in the tranquility of the beach. As she relaxed, she savoured the softness of the sand beneath her feet and between her toes, letting the gentle rhythm of the waves lull her into a calm state. The salty breeze tickled her nose, and the sun's warmth caressed her skin, creating a sense of peace she hadn't experienced in weeks. Despite her initial disappointment at Charlie's absence, Jennifer relished the opportunity to truly unwind and appreciate the beauty of the seashore. As Jennifer lay there, soaking up the sun, she noticed a green glass bottle partially buried in the sand just a few feet away. Initially, she dismissed it, her mind wandering back to thoughts of Charlie and the mysterious note.
"I need to relax,"
she told herself, trying to focus on enjoying the beautiful day. The sun's warmth felt so good, but the doubt about what she saw in that green bottle kept tugging at the back of her mind, preventing her from fully immersing herself in the serenity of the moment. Had she really seen a piece of paper inside the bottle?
"No, forget about it,"
she thought, attempting to push the idea aside. But no matter how hard she tried to dismiss the thought, the potential discovery of a message in a bottle grew increasingly irresistible. Finally, succumbing to her curiosity, Jennifer urgently dug the bottle out of the sand.
"I need to know what this is,"
she exclaimed to herself. As she lifted the bottle, she confirmed that there was indeed a piece of paper inside. Jennifer's heart raced, her mind swirling with the possibilities. Could this be a message from another time, or a note that had travelled across oceans from a distant land? The unexpected twist to her beach day brought a smile to her lips as she held the mysterious bottle in her hands, eager to unveil its secrets, never suspecting that it would reveal a connection to her own life. As Jennifer read the message, confusion clouded her mind.
"Hello, Jennifer."
It read, catching her off guard. Her eyes widened in surprise as she processed the personal greeting. She couldn't help but wonder, was this some prank orchestrated by Charlie? Or could there be someone else behind this cryptic note? A game she couldn't yet understand. Her thoughts raced as she examined the bottle, desperate for any hint of the sender's identity. A nagging feeling tugged at her. Something about this situation didn't add up, leaving her to question the wisdom of her decision to visit the beach that day. As Jennifer quickly scans the beach, searching for any sign of who could have left the message, she's greeted by the sight of fellow beachgoers enjoying the sun and sand, blissfully unaware of the strange discovery she's just made. The bustling atmosphere contrasts with the peculiar feeling the message instills in her, a lingering sense of being observed by unseen eyes. Overhead, dark clouds begin to gather on the horizon, casting a subtle shadow across the still, cheerful scene. As the weather takes a turn, Jennifer's sense that something is amiss only grows stronger. The gentle waves that had once comforted her now feel like they're concealing a hidden danger, and the once soothing ocean breeze transforms into a forceful gust, whipping strands of hair across her face. She turns her gaze back to the bottle, examining it for any clues or marks that could shed light on its origins, but to no avail. The message remains a compelling mystery, begging to be unravelled as the winds continue to rise around her. Just as Jennifer begins to ponder her next move, she spots another green bottle at the water's edge, partially buried in the sand.
Another message?
She wonders, a glimmer of hope flaring within her. As Jennifer steps forward, a wave rushes in, engulfing the bottle and pulling it into the churning surf. Panic grips her as she watches the potential clue being swept away, the ocean's unrelenting current carrying it further from shore.
Jennifer, just go home.
She tries to convince herself,
You've had enough excitement for the day.
but even as the words leave her lips, her gaze remains fixated on the bottle bobbing in the churning surf.
But what if it holds another piece of the puzzle? I need to get that bottle.
She cries, determined to chase after the elusive clue before it vanishes into the vast ocean. Jennifer charges into the surf, her heart pounding as she fights against the relentless waves to reach the bottle. With her fingertips just inches away, she stretches her arm out as far as possible, straining to grasp the elusive glass. But the ocean seems to taunt her, keeping the bottle tantalizingly out of reach and thwarting her desperate attempts. As a wave crashes over her, Jennifer gasps for air, her empty hand closing on nothing but seawater. Disheartened and soaked, she watches helplessly as the bottle moves further into the sea, the mystery within it seemingly slipping away from her reach. Disoriented and panting, Jennifer scans the beach for any sign of help. Amid the chaos of the incoming storm, she spots a teenager expertly riding the waves back to the shore on a boogie board. Hope flickers within her. Maybe this boy can help her retrieve the bottle before it's lost forever.
Hey,
Jennifer calls out to the teen as he reaches the shore.
can you help me get that bottle out there?
The boy glances at the choppy waters and then back at Jennifer, shaking his head.
Sorry, it's getting too dangerous out there.
He says, eyeing the darkening sky.
The weather's not good anymore, and
He hesitates, looking back at the water.
I think I saw a shark. I'm not going back out there today.
He said as he dropped his boogie board next to some gathered towels and a beach umbrella.
Sorry, lady, nature's calling, and I need to go.
He said, pointing towards the restrooms. Jennifer watches him jog away, then turns back to the ocean, her heart pounding as she sees the bottle floating much closer to shore.
The waves must have pushed it in.
She exclaims to herself. Her gaze shifts to the abandoned boogie board, and a wild idea crosses her mind.
He wouldn't mind if I borrow it for just a second, would he?
She wonders. But then her sensible side chimes in.
No, Jennifer, just go home. It's not worth the risk.
Despite her rational thoughts, Jennifer's curiosity about the bottle's contents burns stronger than her fear, leading her down a dangerous path that she seemingly can no longer resist. As Jennifer stood at the water's edge, she couldn't help but feel a shiver of apprehension. The waves seemed to grow more turbulent with each passing moment, as if they were trying to keep her from discovering the bottle's secrets. Doubts began to creep in. Was this really worth the risk? Was her curiosity leading her into a dangerous situation? But as she looked back at the enigmatic green bottle floating ever closer, Jennifer felt she couldn't turn back now. There was something about this mystery that called to her, a siren song of intrigue that she didn't want to ignore. Steeling herself against her fears, she gripped the boogie board tightly and waded into the churning waters. The currents intensified as she neared the breakers, and Jennifer struggled to maintain her balance. Salt water sprayed her face, stinging her eyes and blurring her vision. She squinted, keeping the bottle in her sights as she pushed forward, fighting against the relentless waves. The sea, as if sensing her determination, rose to challenge her. Massive swells loomed ahead, threatening to swallow her whole. Fear crept in as she faced the ocean's uncompromising power, but she refused to give up. As Jennifer battled the unrelenting currents, the green bottle seemed to dance in the distance, taunting her with its elusive presence. To her dismay, it drifted farther to sea, the ocean seemingly conspiring to keep its secrets hidden. Overhead, the sky darkened, heavy clouds rolling in to blanket the sun's warmth. A light drizzle began to fall, and the scent of rain hung heavy in the air. Jennifer redoubled her efforts, paddling furiously as she fought to close the distance between herself and the bottle. The waves, encouraged by the impending storm, crashed over her, each a chilling reminder of the ocean's indifference. She grits her teeth, undeterred, and presses onward. Jennifer, her arms aching and lungs burning, glanced over her shoulder. The beach appeared minuscule in the distance, the once vibrant shoreline now reduced to a mere speck on the horizon. Once bustling and lively, the people dotting the sand now seemed like tiny ants going about their business, oblivious to her plight.
What am I doing?
She thought, her mind racing,
This is crazy.
but the possibility lingered, persistent and compelling.
But what if there's a message from Charlie?
The notion became her treacherous beacon, a seemingly hopeful light that masked the true danger lurking beneath the waves. Panic crept up her spine. The enormity of her situation dawned on her. She was alone, far from safety and at the mercy of the raging sea. Yet, she couldn't turn back now. The green bottle, tantalizingly close, beckoned her forward, promising answers that she desperately sought. Jennifer's panic intensified as she fully realized her situation. The vast, darkening sea seemed to stretch forever, a choppy, mesmerizing mess, and she a helpless observer. Desperate, she cursed her foolish curiosity, the trait that had led her so far from safety and into this calamitous predicament. But now she was finally within reach of the bottle once more. Unbeknownst to her, a mischievous merman swam beneath the turbulent surface, a sly grin spreading across his face. He tugged at the string attached to the enigmatic green bottle, delighting in toying with the hapless human and relishing her growing fear and uncertainty. As Jennifer struggled against the relentless waves, the merman's string pulled taut, pulling the bottle ever closer to his underwater lair. His sinister laugh echoed through the water, full of darkness and deception. As Jennifer reached for the bottle, she sensed a presence beneath the water, an otherworldly energy that prickled the hairs on the back of her neck. A glimmer of movement caught her eye, a flash of a tail or fin just below the surface.
Was that a shark?
She wondered, her heart racing. As she hesitated, Jennifer noticed a sudden jerk on the bottle, as though an unseen force were pulling it away from her grasp. Unsure of what she had glimpsed, Jennifer's terror mounted as the stormy sea churned around her. In the next moment, a voice cut through the chaos of the waves, smooth and captivating, melodious yet eerie, attempting to calm yet causing her nerves to be on edge.
Hello, Jennifer.
It said. She turned, her breath catching in her throat as she beheld a strikingly handsome man, his torso emerging from the water. His allure was undeniable, and Jennifer felt a mixture of fascination and terror.
Hello?
She managed, her voice barely audible over the crashing waves. The man smiled, his teeth pearlescent and his gaze hypnotic. Despite her vulnerable situation and the fear lingering in her mind, Jennifer found herself increasingly drawn to this mysterious stranger. She was becoming intoxicated with his gaze. The merman, his smile now more sinister than charming, moved closer to Jennifer.
The bottle was merely a means to an end, Jennifer.
He explained.
I'm offering you a new life deep in the ocean as a mermaid, free from the burdens of your human existence.
As she listened to the merman's chilling proposition, Jennifer's gaze drifted downward, catching sight of the silvery scales covering his body. Each scale was the size of a quarter, and its shimmering surface cast eerie reflections in the water. They reminded her of the flash of a shark's skin beneath the surface, a reminder of the danger she was in and the predatory nature of the creature before her. Yet, despite the ominous signs, Jennifer couldn't tear her eyes away from the spellbinding merman, his presence and his words commanding her attention. She gazed at the merman, his allure hauntingly powerful and undeniably enchanting. He seemed to embody everything she had ever dreamed of in a partner. Yet, as her eyes lingered on his captivating form, she couldn't help but notice the same glint of silvery scales beneath the water, a detail that triggered a pang of fear and bewilderment. The clash between her attraction and apprehension swirled within her, clouding her judgment as she struggled to reconcile her feelings. Jennifer, torn between fascination and fear, weighed her options.
What if I don't want this new life?
She asked, the merman's gaze hardened.
Then you may find yourself in a rather unfortunate situation.
A surge of fear swept over Jennifer as she absorbed the meaning of his words. The memory of Charlie and her simple yet cherished life at the office slowly began to clear the haze. Regret washed over her for never confessing her interest in Charlie. Gazing at the storm clouds and the increasingly unsettling movements of the merman, she steeled herself and cried out,
I refuse. These are empty promises, for my heart belongs to someone else.
With a dismissive laugh, the merman vanished beneath the waves, leaving Jennifer alone in the vast open sea. As the merman disappeared, Jennifer felt a sense of relief wash over her. She quickly turned her attention to the green bottle floating inches away. She grabbed it, hoping it might hold some answers. Clutching it tightly, she opened it, only to discover it was empty. Disappointment and fear washed over her as she frantically scanned the horizon for any sign of land. But the shore had vanished, replaced by an endless churning sea that appeared merciless. She was adrift on a simple boogie board, with no land in sight in the deep blue sea.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, Eric and Stella sat on the beach, watching the waves roll in. Eric broke the silence.
It's been days and there's still no sign of Jennifer. That bottle, the merman, it's like something out of a twisted fairy tale.
Stella nodded, her gaze fixed on the distant ocean.
It's a cautionary tale, isn't it?
Eric sighed, shaking his head.
I just hope she's all right. That merman, I don't know, something about him gave me the chills, like he was up to no good.
Stella shuddered.
I know what you mean, but I guess we'll never know what really happened out there, will we?
Together they watched the sun disappear, the darkness settling over the beach like a heavy blanket. Once peaceful, the sound of the waves now felt ominous, a constant reminder of the dangers lurking beneath the surface.